I have not made a video of me making anything in a long time, because I have not made anything in a long time. I actually don't even have my camera anymore. I gave that to my sister because she used it more than I do. So I am filming on my phone because my old camera no longer works apparently. But I'm gonna make something today. I recently got pieces, I think it was of a lizard terrarium, that I want to turn into some D&D terrain. This piece here seems like it would be just a nice just area just to add some elevation, a little more interest. I have this cheap plastic tree. I think that with a bit of paint and some glue would make a nice little piece here. I have this rock I started working and never finished. I feel like if I put these both here, they make a nice little area. And a little practice piece to get me back into the swing of things. Now over here, I have this much larger piece that has this cutout area over here. In fact, this is supposed to be the back for that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give it a base plate of this, give some extra scatter terrain, but the big deal is I'm gonna add a back plate to it, and I'm gonna make this area here a waterfall, and add a little pond at the bottom. I'm going to use resin for that, which I've never actually used before. So this should be interesting. So now that I have cut out this matching plate here, I'm gonna start carving out this area so it doesn't have that track plate pattern on it. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, so I'm not really gonna film it. I'm just going to start cutting and find out where that goes. Eventually I'm gonna glue this plate here. I'm gonna probably have a piece of plastic in here to give me some space for when I pour resin in there. And then I'm gonna carve some channels for the waterfall part. So I have this cut out, but I'm gonna start adding a channel to the center here for where the water would fall down. I've done a similar thing over here. Might add some more pieces to the side, maybe down below. I'll figure it out when I get there. Alright, so I've carved out my little lake area. Unfortunately, I carved too deep and I made a hole. I'm going to patch that using hot glue in a little bit. And as far as me completely experimenting, I think this is pretty good. I'm going to carve the hex grid into the foam itself, and I'm also going to add more texture to break up the little area there. Alright, so I've added all of the cuts I need to it, and then I have finished my little rock I'm going to put over there. Now I'm going to blast my heat gun and see how it goes. This is my current layout. I probably should paint everything before I start gluing everything. I think I'm going to glue it and then paint it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm really not sure what I'm doing. I'm really just kind of winging this as I go. I do know I need everything glued in place before I start doing the epoxy, which I want to get done before tonight. Otherwise, I just would probably run out of time and not finish it. So, glue or paint, glue or paint, glue or paint. I'm gonna have to touch up the paint anyway after I glue it. I'm gonna glue it. I'm gonna glue it next. I think I'm gonna start painting now. My initial plan was to paint with a darker gray, then do a heavy dry brush, of a lighter gray and then do some green details here and there. I think I'm gonna jump straight to the dry brush since this is already a darkish gray. There's some areas that still need drawing, and at the bottom of my little pond there, I'm gonna do some more brown and green. I'm gonna paint the inside of this with some brown and green and stuff as well. And then after that, I'm going to start adding in the, not flocking, but I have some greeny, viney stuff. I'm gonna add some of that in, glue it in place, and then after that, I'm going to give it a spray clear coat, and then we're gonna start mixing the epoxy for the water, and I'm going to use a hot glue gun to make the actual water fall part of it. Just painted. Yay. Alright, I've added the epoxy resin as well. I need to pop some of those bubbles when I hit it with my heat gun real quick. And hopefully that'll remove most of the bubbles. Yeah. That turned out pretty neat. It still needs like 48 hours to cure. You know, if I had thought about it, I could have cut out the bottom and put a tea light candle, one of those electric candles in there.